here to do it.
Pretty sure.
Pretty sure. Well, I'll get that later. It's fine. Okay. No Nicole today, correct? I mean, that text
correct.
Was... All right.
Yeah, more specifically, no Mark today, really, is what I'm most disappointed about.
Oh, yeah, that's the big takeaway.
Yeah.
No
Mark?
No Mark.
What?
Mark. All right. Here goes then.
Okay.
We're going to start this damn thing. And it begins in 3, 2, 1.
I am from the planet Earth. My mission is to destroy a meteor on a collision course with Earth. We carry a very special missile.
You can still learn something very important from today's adventure.
Durga durga durga. This is the morning stream.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back, or welcome to the morning stream.
Nice callback to yesterday's show.
Well, it stuck with me a little, you know?
Yeah.
I thought about it a lot afterwards, and I still don't know where I stand. I feel like maybe saying both is the way to do it, or maybe saying both. Excuse me, not both. There's no L in both, or both. I can't.
There's no L in both.
I can't help it. We put the L in both, or both. Still can't do it. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Wednesday, February 5th, 2020. I'm Scott Johnson. Brian Ibbett over there. Hello, Brian.
Hello, Scott. Happy hump day to you.
Are you excited for what lies ahead? What lies beneath?
No, I mean, it's going to be a massively busy day, crazy busy day, but whatever. I'll get through it. I'll get through it like I always do.
Uh-huh.
And on the other side, there will be a slightly easier Thursday. Thursday's becoming the new Wednesday, but Wednesday is still the current Wednesday.
Yeah. Well, that may we both get through these days that are full, because they are full days.
Yeah.
I almost was this close to saying, "Hey Kim, you should stand behind me and rip today's show notes up," but I don't think I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah, look, it's no secret what side of the whole thing I'm on, but I thought that was a little petty.
It's petty. It's 100% petty. But here's what I would say. Can I just say this? I'll say this, and this is all we're going to talk about.
Since
today.
We didn't have since we didn't have jury, we can absolutely say this. Yes.
It's super petty. But the other side suddenly clutching pearls and acting like this is a break in decorum and shame on you is the most ridiculous form of hypocrisy I've ever experienced in my life.
It kind of is, yeah, no kidding. It's
knock it off.
Little snowflakes over there.
Yeah.
Is it a little?
Yeah, knock it off because you're full of crap. Every other tweet of his is embarrassing, and you know it is, so knock it off. And everybody can just have their own embarrassment. Yeah, it's petty what she did. He does petty. He eats petty for breakfast. So
he does.
So calm down and F off. All right.
Okay.
Hey, there's mouse poop on my mixer.
Now, all right. Let's clarify.
Yeah.
Because there are two ways we can go on this. Are we talking about your podcast mixer, or are we talking about your cooking, like your upright KitchenAid?
Right. This is a good distinction. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yes, because one is like, oh, that's horrible. The other one is like, no. Destroy.
Yeah, here's the deal.
Move.
It is absolutely burn the house down and collect the insurance, right?
Right.
That's
exactly.
that.
Yes.
It is not the food mixer or any sort of food mixer. It is my sound mixer for the show. Now, here's the thing. It is on a great big standing structured desk thing that you've seen this desk, I think. Haven't you seen this?
I have. Yeah. It's the one your brother built.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Brother-in-law. Yeah.
Brother-in-law.
That's okay. He's like a brother.
He is like a brother.
From a different mother. Anyway, so
Wish I had a brother-in-law like that.
Yeah, no. I'm telling you, when the zombies come, we're all going to Steve's house. That's how it's going to go.
Yeah.
You go to Mark's. You have Mark around. Mark, you can go there. You'll be fine.
Oh, he's so far away, but yeah, probably would. Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of wood,
killer set of tools.
Yeah, he can get the work done. Anyway, so the point is, what is the point? The point is, yesterday I was moving some stuff around.
Desk.
Yeah, I was moving some stuff around and just kind of cleaning around. And, you do that once in a while, get some dust out of there and stuff like that.
Yep.
And there, sitting on the fader for the second microphone, just sitting there, is a little mouse turd. Just hanging out, looking up at me like, what are you going to do? And that's no good. That's no good.
It's no good.
No, that means a mouse. Somehow the mouse got up here. That's the part I can't figure out. Like, how did it get up here? That's the only turd, by the way. So then I went on a mission to find more of them, and that's the only one I could find.
Scott searches for turds.
Yeah.
Now, Carter moved out, took her cat with her. How long ago?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Uh-huh.
Maybe he was in charge. maybe mouse extraction. I interrupted it by kicking him out of the house. Maybe that happened.
Right, exactly. Like, okay, no more cat. We are free. I'm gonna poop right here. You think he'll notice if I poop right here? I think he'll notice if I poop right here. I'm gonna poop right here.
What I can't figure out, though, really honestly, is he must have been quite acrobatic because there's no way to get up here. There's no
Mice can do some amazing crap. Like they can. Whatever they do with their bones to make them like slide underneath door frames or closed, doors, those little gaps that are underneath the door.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing what they can do.
That's true, and they always seem to do it outside the view of the human.
Yeah,
because I'm in front of this mixer a lot, so it had to have been after hours in the night. No one's watching. I don't know what he's up there even doing, and also to make it dead center of the fader button switch thing, just right in the center of it.
How do they work?
Right, exactly. And I think he did it. I'm feeling a personal slight from this mouse. It doesn't feel.
This was directed at you. This was the mouse ripping up a piece of paper behind you.
Yeah. Basically, this feels like him going just like, oh yeah, well take this, you big provider of damp, moist places and drippings of food. Now, the truth is,
drop Cheetos, and
I probably deserve it because over here is a little tiny pile of. I swept it up, but I haven't put it in the dustpan yet. Of errant sunflower seeds that have sort of just gone the way of the fall. Right, they've fallen, and now I gotta. I think that may be attracting the beasts.
Are these full seeds or are they shells?
They're shells. Just the
shells.
Did
make it into the trash can.
Just the shells.
Yeah.
All right. I get what I deserve is what you're saying.
I think it's time to get a new cat.
I mean, if I get to choose this time, sure. That last one was mean to everybody, but I get a new one that's cool. I'll get a good
when the
cat.
kids move out and Remus goes with them, obviously it'll be a sad day in Covertown here. But I'm proposing that while Inara is used to another cat being around, we don't rest on our laurels and wait for her to reclaim her dominance as the alpha animal in the house. Sorry, Daisy, but Inara is the alpha animal in the house.
Do you want a kitty or do you want a full-grown unit there?
I think I want a cat. I don't know if I want a kitten because kittens are a lot of defense. You have to play a lot of defense. No, don't touch that. Oh, get out of there. No, that's not to eat. Oh, no, that sort of thing. But here's what we're gonna do. There's a you're gonna gag at this name. There's a shelter nearby over here on Youngfield in Arvada / Golden, Colorado, called Angels with Paws.
Oh, I love it. No,
exactly.
I hate it.
So we're gonna absolutely adopt from there. And my plan is, here's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just walk in there because basically it is like one big. They don't have all the cats in little individual boxes unless they are unfriendly and can't deal with other cats, in which case we don't want them.
Yeah, you don't want that cat anywhere.
All the rest of them are all running around loose.
Right.
I'm planning on sitting on the floor, crossing my leg, cross-legged style, and crisscross applesauce. And if a cat comes up and sits in my lap, that is the one we take home.
Wow. I haven't heard crisscross applesauce since I was like 8. That's amazing.
It's the politically correct way to talk about sitting with your legs.
Yep.
Legs kind of tied in and out.
Crisscross applesauce.
Crisscross applesauce.
So what do you think the chances are of in that many cats? Is there a good % chance that one of them's going to do what you're saying?
I think so. And so if none of them crawl into my lap and fall asleep, that's actually how we picked Romeo, the cat that we had before Inara. we went to PetSmart, and it was one of those where the Dumb Friends League was bringing cats around to be adopted. And we saw him on online, said, oh my God, he's so cute, he gets along with dogs perfect. And we get there and the lady says, yeah, not a lot of people have been wanting to see Romeo because he's a 10-year-old cat. He's getting up there in age, and people want kittens these days. People want young cats. And we started petting him, and he was really affectionate. And she says, yeah, sit down on the floor right there and see what happens. Sat down. Within 2 seconds, he was in my lap sleeping.
Oh, wow. That's great.
And that was his whole rest of his life in our house. He, like, as soon as somebody sat down, he'd hop up in their lap, curl up, and go to sleep. It was the best. He was the best cat.
That's the kind of cat you want. That right there. That's exactly. The cat. Yep.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I hope that you should do that when they move out. When are they moving out?
Yes.
You had a date, right? It's happening soon.
Yeah, 1 week from today.
Oh,
it's
wow.
The 12th is there. The 12th is when they take possession of the new place. Seeing as Wednesday is my busy day next week as well.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'm going to be able to help with the moving, and I want to be able to kind of help him get stuff set up. And I'm the guy who drills holes in the wall to hang the TV and stuff like that. So
I had the same thing with Carter. I had to do a show the day she moved. We had film sack, and then I had another thing. What was it? We had something else, and so they all had to do like the moving part. But I helped her. I helped her do what you're saying. Yeah,
they're moving like 2 miles away.
Yeah, big deal.
So
just come.
I may miss like getting some of the boxes over there, but I'll be there for the big stuff and helping load it in.
Yeah, mattresses are the worst. Anyway, well that's great. I think maybe Kim will kill me for even suggesting this, but maybe I should look at another cat.
Really? So Kim would be against getting a new cat?
Cats are, how do I put this? Not against it. She just wouldn't be all like super stoked about it. Like she already thinks having 2 dogs is already sort of a lot of work, and it is. They're they take management and stuff. Deckard just antagonized the dogs, and they antagonized her or him, and so there was like a lot of adversarial stuff going on with the cat. I think she'd worry that would be the case again, that the cats and the dogs would fight like cats and dogs. So that's a thing. We'd have to find a cat that was super chill around dogs, and that's hard to know, right, until you bring them home.
Well, it is and it isn't. Like if you go to a shelter, usually they say, yeah, this cat grew up in a house with a dog. People had to move, and so they were moving somewhere where they couldn't take the cat and the dog with them, and so we know that this cat gets along with dogs or something like that. I mean, usually there's some information. This cat really likes to be alone, so don't have another cat or another dog.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
that's true. Yeah. Last time we got, who did we get? Oh, we got Deckard. They had that. They had that kind of information, and they even said he's skittish around dogs. We're like, skittish. Who needs that's fine.
We can get away with skittish, sure.
But they were always at war, dude. It was like,
were they really?
Yeah,
they never found common ground.
Never did. It was like Dunkirk in this house. Boomer was more playful, I guess, and the cat was a little less rough with her. But it was just a constant hissing, barking thing with Rainer. Just hated each other. Yeah. Anyway, tell me about your Weimfer.
Yeah, so Wimfer did a Wednesday morning. Here's a Wednesday morning film review.
Yeah.
Because I didn't do one over the weekend. I guess I did. We watched something streaming, but knocked out 2 complete categories yesterday, Scott. 2 complete Oscar categories. As I Am Sci-Fi in the chat room guessed correctly, we watched the Oscar-nominated short films, both the animated short films and the live-action short films.
How were they?
And they were excellent. They were really, really good. Now, the animation, there were 5 of them.
Yeah.
Daughter, Hair, Love, Kit, Bull, Memorable, and Sister. One dealt with, oh my God, it was like, it was the parade of depression, basically. I mean, it was the parade of saddest animated films ever. One was about Alzheimer's. Another one was about animal abuse and neglect. Here's the one about cancer. How about this one about terminal illness? Or maybe this one about abortion. I don't know. Which one was your favorite?
Jeez Louise. Is that true? They were all that dark? Man.
All of them were that dark. However, we had some favorites. Memorable was really good. That was the one about Alzheimer's. The animation in some of these is absolutely amazing. Like you're looking at thinking, all right, this has to be stop motion animation with like paper mache, but the eyes are blinking. It's like, no, that has to be done with computer generated. It just really, really incredible stuff.
I'm in already. You're interesting me in hearing just this. Can I see this all in one place, by the way, before you keep going? Where is all this? Is this somewhere?
So AMC had a 3-day or has a 3-day thing going where at some of their theaters you can go see all of the animated shorts. And what they do is they show the 5 animated shorts, but since some of them are like 7 minutes, 8 minutes, 9 minutes long, they actually show you 10 of them. They show you highly commended ones as well as the 5 that are nominated.
That's cool.
And there was one that was one of the highly commended ones that I can't wait for it to be streaming somewhere because it's fantastic. It's called Montpiste, and it's a French one about a couple of rescue guys who have to go to the top of a mountain and save a skier that is hurt himself.
Oh wow!
And it's like it's all done like 80s action Miami Vice style. You can believe that. It is so good. 3D animation, absolutely incredible, but it didn't make the top 5 cut. There was another one that's got Christina Hendricks and Chris Cooper doing voice work for it about a woman with a hump, like she's got a deformity in her spine.
Ooh.
And it's a lot better than it sounds.
Okay. All right.
Really good. Anyway, so they do that, and then so it's basically an hour and a half of animation and then an hour and a half of live action shorts. So what we did is we went to the theater at 4:00, saw the animation, left the theater for an hour, got dinner at the place across the way, came back and saw a second one of the live action. So we actually did the thing. We were going to do the thing that you saw at the theater a while back, where you saw the guy kind of cleaning out his popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
Because we get a free refill on same day.
Yeah.
So we got our popcorn bucket, started eating that, dumped like half of it, dumped all the rest of it out after the animation, thinking, well, we'll just come back and get a free refill. And we ended up after dinner saying, we don't need any more popcorn. Let's not worry about any more popcorn. So we have this empty bucket that we brought back home for no reason.
That's awesome.
But so those are the animated ones, the live action ones. Brotherhood, Nefta Football Club, Sariah, The Neighbor's Window, and A Sister. You may be hearing about a couple of these later on in today's show, as a matter of fact.
Yes. Okay.
In our Recomentals section, but some amazing stuff. Like A Sister is about, it's basically about, it's super high, really tense drama. The woman's working in a dispatch for a police department. This is Belgian, so it's got subtitles. And there's a woman calling with the pretense that she's talking to her sister, but she's communicating to this person in the police dispatch that she's been kidnapped, and she's
like when they fake a call and they're like,
exactly,
right,
yes.
Okay, that's fascinating.
It was so good. And then the Tunisian one was about this kid coming home from working with ISIS, and his family, his dad kind of disowns him, and felt really, really depressing and sad. But we'll get to some of that later on in the thing. But if I'm going to pick right now and say my pick for live action short is going to be this one called Sariah, which is about a Guadalajaran orphanage.
Okay.
Based on a true story, but also very sad.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to say Memorable, which is the one about Alzheimer's, for the animated one.
Okay.
By the way, if you go to shorts.tv, you can actually see trailers for all of these, and it's enough to kind of get an idea of how cool the animation is in some of these.
I was hoping shorts.tv was just going to be people in shorts, but you're saying
shorts.
Yeah, you're saying it's not. Okay, that's fine. Oh yeah, here it is. This is cool. I didn't even know this is a website. This is cool. They just do.
It's just about the short films, and it's funny because there's not. You think that this is tied to a cable channel called Shorts TV. Mm-hmm. I don't think there is a cable channel called Shorts TV. So,
well, let's see. It says Shorts TV is the world's first and only 24/7 HD TV channel dedicated to short movies. Yeah, but they just mean streaming, right?
I think so. Unless there is a cable company that does supply Shorts TV, that'd be great. But
Oh, it is a U.S. channel.
it is
Okay. Live
well, I have not
schedule.
been able to.
It says, oh, okay.
I need to add it to AT&T, like whatever DirecTV Now became.
Oh, here it is.
Now.
DirecTV is channel 573. So there you go.
Shut up. Is this? Let me see. Is this really? I wonder if it's on AT&T TV Now.
Maybe you already have it. Yeah.
The dumbest thing.
Maybe you have it now. You just never knew you had
AT&T
it.
TV TT Now TV Now.
I mean, there's an app as well, but I wonder if that means you can watch it separately. I don't know. I can't tell.
Yeah, I haven't been able to find that Shorts TV HD channel. Do I get it as part of my deal? Oh, look at this. Son of a bitch.
So they do the animated shorts on here too? I may have to get this. I'd love this kind of stuff. Oh yeah, they have the ad. They have an app you can sub to separately. Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. All right. Well, that seems like the thing to do then.
I'm gonna check that out. All right.
Yeah.
Good plug for Shorts.tv.
Very good plug for something I did not even know existed.
Yep. Skorts.tv.
Skorts.
Yeah. Spork.tv. It's also very good. All right. Well, that's great. Can't wait to hear more in our Recomentals later today.
Yeah.
We don't have Nicole, but we have us. And
we'll always have us.
Yeah,
Scott.
we'll always have us. And we'll carry the torch. Don't you worry your little heads.
What would we do without us?
Yeah, what would we do
Sha-la-la-la.
without what's that? Wait, hold on. I can't remember the TV show. Don't say.
What would we do, baby, without us?
Family Ties.
There ain't no nothing these other through.
Is it Family Ties? It is Family Ties.
I think it's Growing Pains. Isn't it Growing
Growing
Pains? I
Pains?
can never remember. Like one of them's Growing Pains and one of them is Family Ties.
Who
I think it
knows?
is Family Ties.
Is it Family Ties?
I think it is.
Shit. I don't know.
Yeah, because then we go sha-la-la-la, and then you go sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. Woof,
Roof,
woof.
roof.
That was the end of
Yeah.
Family Ties.
Okay, it is Family Ties.
That's how you remember it.
I used to be a big fan of those, like
Growing Pains
trailers.
was, show me that smile again.
Oh yeah.
Don't waste another minute on your crying.
Was it him singing?
No.
No.
Alan Thicke, no.
Okay, because he sang, right? He was a.
Yes. He was a big writer. Like he wrote Family Ties and Different Strokes themes, but I don't know if he ever sang any of them.
What happened to him when? So wait, his son.
He got really quiet when that whole Robin Thicke thing went up, and then he passed away.
Right.
Passed away a few years ago.
Right, but Robin Thicke, what's he up to now? Nothing. Just nothing.
No, Robin Thicke is on that stupid Masked Singer show. Like,
Oh, well, that didn't go well then.
it's going very well, sadly.
Well, you know what I mean.
Like he's very popular.
It's the equivalent of Network All Stars. Like the people on there aren't real stars. They're usually like has been. Like it's like Dancing with the Stars.
Yes.
It's like,
Right.
well, yeah, you're not going to get top tier talent. You're going to get yesterday's news, and that's.
Lil Wayne was one of the Masked Singers recently.
Well, I guess maybe if it's big enough. All right. Well, speaking of Lil Wayne, the world's biggest Lil Wayne fan is on the line, but we have to play this first. Welcome to Babel Royale, starring one Brian Dunaway. Hello, Brian.
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Because one Brian Dunaway is all we can afford.
It's worth two in the bush.
That is the truth.
That's right. It's good to have you here. You used to like TV when you were growing up, right?
I love TV. I still love the TV.
Yeah?
Scott.
All right.
Yeah.
Growing Pains or Family Ties?
Yeah,
What
we're-
was like if they're on at the exact same time? Which one would you watch?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, not even a question. Family Ties was my jam. Not
Yeah.
that I wouldn't watch the other Growing
Sure.
Pains, but it hit it. I think also they hit at different times. Like Family Ties
did.
was just the right time for the age I was.
Right.
Whereas Growing Pains was a little, just like a minute after my time where I wasn't really into the family shows.
Sure.
Yeah,
But I
plus
still
Family-
watched it.
Yeah.
Plus Family Ties had Justine Bateman.
Yeah, and Justine Bateman, I had
This
this giant
is
crush
the
on her.
absolute truth.
Yeah.
But I was more of a Tina Others kind of.
Oh,
guy.
really? What?
I'm
Tina
kidding. I'm
Others.
kidding. I'm
Okay.
kidding. But she did grow into herself, and I love the Tina Others story.
I know. It was
so
like
if
a
you've
weird form of gigantism. Anyway, hey.
Yeah.
Uh,
What? No, she was a musician and
She's
everything
fine.
else.
She's fine. I'm teasing. I'm joking. I just when you're a kid, and you look at the two, it's Justine Bateman all the way. That's who you like.
Oh my gosh. Well, of course, especially at that age, because Justine Bateman was a minute older than me, so of course I'm going to shoot for the stars. Not going to go for the little sister who is younger than me.
But they had an older sister who was like Kirk Cameron's.
Oh, you're talking about growing. You're talking about growing pains.
I'm talking about growing pains. Well, Tina Yothers was.
Oh yeah.
Tina Yothers wasn't on Growing Pains.
No, Tina Yothers was Family Ties. But I'm saying who was the equivalent age Justine Bateman on Growing Pains?
That was the one that got in all kinds of drug trouble.
That one. That narrows it down.
No, she didn't.
She did.
Tracy Gold.
She had some trouble with her. She had trouble with her weight because they criticized her a lot on the show about her weight.
Yeah,
and
she
so
had
she
that
felt
too.
a lot of pressure.
She had that too. She had an eating disorder, but she also, I think there was some kind of drug thing. It was Tracy. Yeah, Tracy Gold.
Tracy Gold.
Tracy Gold.
I felt bad for her. Things got real messy for her. She
got arrested for drunk driving in 2004. After rolling her SUV down a California freeway embankment. I think the drug thing you're thinking of might have been an episode of Growing Pains.
It might have been. It might have been. Actually,
this is true.
Yeah, I'd rather be her than Kirk Cameron any day. So there's that.
Yeah, and Dana Plato. I mean, she was the one who had.
That's who. You know what? That's an undoing. I'm mixing those.
Oh, you're thinking of Dana Plato.
Yeah, I'm just conflating.
Night Trap Zone.
Yeah.
Night Trap Zone.
She was pretty messed up. But it's nice to see Willis is still around. Anyway, hey.
What you talking about?
Yeah, what you
talking about, Willis?
We have a caller on the line to play a little Babel with us today. Hi, who's this? Hello. Oh,
hello.
You know what? That's my fault. Say that again. What's your name?
It's Shannon. I'm Kit London in the chat room.
Oh, Kit London. Check it out.
Kit London.
Sorry, that was my bad. I had her muted for no good reason.
We played games with Kit London this last weekend. On Playdate.
Yeah, that was lots of fun.
Yes,
I hope we see your name in there again. We're going to play a game with you today, in fact, and Brian Ibbett, though he does it each time, we like to hear him explain it. Brian, how does this work?
Well, I could just make a recording of this, but I'll do it live. We'll give Scott and Brian a topic. They're going to go back and forth giving me answers that fit that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, a repeated answer, or they just take too damn long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Kit, your job is to predict who is going to come out on top based on the topic. Today, you are playing for a couple of Steam game prizes. You're playing for X-Morph Defense and Aegis Defenders. A lot of defense and defending and defense and defense and defending going on today's game.
Yeah, a week after the Super Bowl. Let's do it. I like it.
That's right. A lot of D, but not that kind of D. The other kind of D.
Yeah, defense.
Defense.
Yeah.
That is what you are playing for. Do you guys know anything about those two games? Can you say whether they're good?
Yeah, Aegis Defense, or the second one, is one I have played. I don't remember it, though. I'll bet it's good, though.
Okay.
I don't play junk. That's all I know.
There you go. Scott don't play junk. Yes. This is true.
You heard it here first.
But before they can even start, I have to give them a topic, and they can start thinking about that topic. The topic today is one that I thought of, because we're getting close to the Oscars, as we mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
In the past, I don't know, since 1983, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Nine times have there been an actor or actress who is nominated simultaneously for an acting Oscar as well as a supporting acting Oscar.
So, like, if
this is even happening this year, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, it is.
But,
so if it
I'm
was,
not going to say.
So an example would be like, I'm not going to use a real one, but let's say Ernest Borgnine was the lead role in some army movie, and then he was a supporting actor in a comedy, and he was nominated for supporting for that.
And nominated for both.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly.
Got it.
So 9 times it's happened since 1983. I will allow, I don't want to do, we could do mulligans, but I'm thinking I want to do a, you can request a hint at any time, and I'll tell you, the years won't help you probably.
Okay.
But I'll tell you the lesser known of the two movies that they were nominated for. How's that?
That's fair. I like that.
So okay.
Does that make sense, Dunaway?
Okay. I think so.
I'll give each of you 3 hint requests.
3 hint requests.
3 hint requests.
All right.
All right. So, Kit, now that I've thoroughly confused things, who do you want to go first, and who do you think is going to win?
Let's pick Scott to win and Scott to go first.
All right. Look at this. It's all Scott all the time today. Let's do this.
Okay.
Can I? So,
all right,
are current nominations eligible?
Yes, they are.
That's what you said, right? This year we have.
We do have one this year, and it is up for picks.
All right. Well, I'm going to start with that one to get it out of the way. Scarlett Johansson for Marriage Story and Jojo Rabbit.
Correct. Have you seen both of those, by the way?
Neither of them. Not yet.
Okay. Well, Marriage Story you can watch on Netflix anytime. Jojo Rabbit is now on streaming as of, I think, today.
That's the one that's the one I want to see.
Streaming.
I want to see that one the most.
Yes.
The Marriage Story one's. It's not that it's not available to me. It has been. Obviously, it's on Netflix.
Of course.
I have been finger on the button about 4 times, and every time I go, do I really want to deal with this? Do I want to have this depressing thing about marriage and how shitty it can be? I don't want to. I just don't know if I can do that movie. I may, but because I hear it's great, but man,
it's good. It's gonna make you hug Kim as tightly as you can after you watch it.
I just don't know if I need that in my life. But anyway, all right. We'll see.
Laura Dern's really good in Marriage Story, but yeah, I would say if you had to pick one, absolutely spend the $3.99 or whatever it is to rent Jojo Rabbit and watch it before the Oscars.
All right, sweet. I'm in.
Fantastic. Okay.
Sweet. Okay, so let me review the question again, make sure I got it right. So, actor who was nominated during the same year for Best Supporting Actor as well as Actor obviously doesn't have to be the same movie.
Right.
Correct. As a matter of fact, it's only been the same movie once ever in history, and that one was in 1944. I don't expect you to remember Barry Fitzgerald, who was nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor for Going My Way.
Is that really
right?
Wow.
That's really true. And then they said, yeah, this is never going to happen again. We're making a rule that this can't happen again.
All right.
There's only one that I can even really remember.
Oh no!
Oh, say that one.
Only because of all the jokes that ensued. So I know Jamie Foxx did one year for Ray. Yeah, Jamie Foxx.
Say that one. Yeah.
Oh, save it. Why? What?
No,
I said say that one.
Yeah.
Say that one. Yeah, I am saying that one.
Okay, good.
Because that's the only one I know.
Okay, I thought you were fishing, and I was just gonna say, no, you got a fish on the line. Take it.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, does he have to say the movies? He doesn't have to say the movies.
Doesn't have to name the movies. No, just the actor.
Right.
It was some movie with Tom Cruise or something. What was that stupid
exactly
movie?
What
Collateral.
it was. It was a movie where he was right, exactly, where he was way more prominent than Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Collateral.
Collateral's a great movie, but I'll say this. Okay, so Michael Mann's a great director, great writer, great all that stuff. He did a really good movie there. That was a great movie, but it was like one of the first and his first, I think, movie that was shot all in digital. And in 2005 or 4 or whatever it was, that was shitty looking. It did not. We are way better at digital photography now. We faked it so it looks like film. Back then it didn't. It looked like cops footage, and it bugged me the whole time.
Or soap opera video. Yeah.
Yeah, it really annoyed me. But it's a great movie.
Yeah.
People should still see.
It is a really
Collateral.
good movie. So yeah, Jamie Foxx, 2005 for Ray and Collateral.
All right.
All right, back over to Scott.
I'm gonna say one. This may be the only other one I remember, but I'm gonna try. I remember back in the day, probably 80s. That doesn't matter, I guess. I remember Sigourney Weaver got one for the Gorilla Movie and one for Working Girl.
Oh.
That's right. Working Gorillas in the Mist. Sigourney Weaver, 1989. Absolutely.
Okay.
And I can't remember. She won, I think, for Gorillas, but did not win for Working Girl, if I remember correctly. I could have that backwards, though.
Did she win for? Oh, I was thinking she didn't win for either, but maybe she did.
Maybe she didn't win for either.
I love her though.
Yeah, she's great.
I have fond feelings.
I liked it when she was chasing that gorilla and she said, "Get away from her, you bitch!"
Yep, I know, that was a great scene.
And then that one scene where Melanie Griffith is talking to Harrison Ford, and he says, She says, "Get away from him, you bitch!"
Yep. And then she hovered on the ceiling and acted like she wanted to do stuff to Bill Murray.
Hovered above the bed for
Yeah. Sounds about right.
All right, back to you, Brian.
All right, so there's 2 people I'm thinking of, and most of my knowledge is because it's a jokey joke. So I always want to say, like, Leonardo DiCaprio gets nominated for a whole bunch of stuff, and I just feel like for a while he was doing 2 and 3 movies a year, where it seemed like he was always getting nominated for stuff, but he kept getting snubbed. But I can't think when he was ever a supporting actor. So can't even think of any movies where he was a supporting actor, except for like What's Eating Gilbert Grape. But what else would have been? That would have been too young.
Yeah, it was 92.
And
or
other
something.
reason why I'm thinking that is because we just got through talking about Growing Pains.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And the other one, right, and the other one I think, because I don't think is going to be him, but I just feel like Tom Hanks is always putting out some kind of nominated film.
But same kind of situation where was he like a supporting?
Exactly. So
Unless the volcano got top billing and Joe got second billing.
Right.
That volcano really was good.
I'm gonna toss.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna.
Don't
toss
forget
it
you've
up
got
and-
hints, by the way.
Oh, I have hints. Oh wait, I didn't hear the hints part. Where's the hints?
Do your
Give me
three
some
hints.
hints.
He's got 3 hints.
I've
Oh
got
my
3
God, give me hints. How did I miss that part?
Give him a
All
hint.
right, so I'm going to give you your choice of 2008, 2003, 1994, 1993, or 1983. And you pick one of those years, and I will tell you the lesser-known movie that they were nominated for.
Oh, interesting. The lesser-known movie they were nominated for. And my options were again. You said 94, 2008,
94, 93, 83, and 2008.
Give me 93.
93. Ooh, that's a good choice. Okay.
Give me 93.
The lesser-known movie that they were nominated for would have been supporting actor for Glengarry Glen Ross.
Oh, I know this one. Oh, this is a good hint system because if he doesn't get it, I can still get it.
Yeah, you can steal. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, if I don't get it, the game's over,
Well, that's
right?
true. He loses,
Oh, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. There are no mulligans. Just hits.
Congratulations, you've stolen nothing.
The only problem with that's a really good hint, Brian, because it's a challenging hint because there are so many good actors
There's
in
so
that movie.
many good
Exactly.
actors
That's
in
exactly
that.
what
Yeah.
I was thinking about.
Yeah.
I was trying to think. All right.
I think I know it though.
I'm going to go with Al Pacino because I saw him recently and he looks like he's put on a lot of weight and he's been on my mind.
Hooah! That's absolutely correct. The other
Is it
movie,
really?
of course,
Yeah,
Scent
that's-
of a Woman, Best Actor,
Yeah.
nominated for Glengarry Glen Ross for Best Supporting.
Now, did he put on weight for that show he's in? Did you guys see him recently? It looks like he's put on a whole bunch of weight.
Yeah, the new one that's on Amazon. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's almost unrecognizable. So
He is. I was like, that's not Al Pacino.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of he's wearing a lot of coats in that, so it's hard to say.
Maybe that's
It's
it.
hard to say. It's some wintry place
cold
in
on
Boston.
set. Yeah.
But I really want to see that. I don't know what that even is, but I'm excited that he's in a series. That's great.
Yeah, I know. It's looks really good too.
I
All
like-
right, so
All right.
Brian stays alive, and one of his hints is now checked off.
All right.
Scott. You guys can both see the chat, right? I can put the years in chat so you guys can see what your
Well, we're not
choices are.
looking at.
What?
We're not
I
looking
can
at
look at the
chat.
chat room?
Not chat room. I'm sorry, Discord.
Oh,
I
Discord.
was about to say, I'm looking at the chat room.
Yeah, we can't look at the chat. Okay. You know what? Give me a hint. I'll take one of my 3 hints.
All right, you've got 1983, 1994, 2003, or 2008 to choose from.
Oh, that's not as fun of a hint.
No, that's not going to be your hint. Choose one of those years, and I'll give you a hint for that year.
But you can't use 94 because I just did that. Or no, did I do 93? I did 93.
Yeah.
You did 93.
Um,
And I'll tell you this, there were 2 in 94.
Ooh. So if you get a hint, which hint do you get?
You know what?
You
Give
get-
me. Sorry, did you say 2008?
Yes.
Let's do that. It
2008
sounds
is what-
recent-ish.
okay.
Let's do 2008.
All right. 2008, they got a nomination for the Bob Dylan biopic called I'm Not There.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, yeah. This was
I'm glad I didn't
controversial.
pick that one.
This was controversial because everybody was going after her. It's a lady. Oh,
It's a lady.
It's a lady. Whoa, 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 it's a lady.
it's a lady that I think I really like. I don't remember the movie, but it's hold on, hold on, I know it.
Nothing.
Catherine, no, shut up.
Yes, Catherine. Perfect.
Catherine,
Nailed it.
shut up. Catherine, why is it Catherine? Catherine.
You can totally do that to him. He does that to me all the time. Please feel free to do that to him.
Oh, Kate Blanchett.
There you
No.
go.
Oh
Very good.
my gosh, dude.
Kate
And what's this
Blanchett.
movie? What's this movie called again?
It's called I'm Not There. She played, it was a bunch of people who played Bob Dylan during different phases of his life. And Cate Blanchett was the only woman to play Bob Dylan in that movie. She was also nominated for Elizabeth the Golden Age, was her primary.
And this was 2008. Man, I must not watched any. I must not watched anything in 2008 because I don't remember either one of those.
I'm Not There was perfectly named because after the first 5 minutes, I wasn't there either. And I stopped watching. I didn't enjoy it. Well, I think I lasted half an hour, but I didn't enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I might have to go back to it. I like the soundtrack a lot more than the movie itself.
It was controversial because everybody was, still yelling about Woody Allen. And
I had no problem. Oh, was that a Woody Allen thing?
Well, I thought it was a Woody Allen movie. Is it not?
Oh, maybe it was. I don't know.
I may be thinking of something else she's in. Because she's in some Woody Allen movie, and I don't remember what it is.
Todd Haynes directed that one.
Oh, then it's not what I thought it is. Never mind.
Yeah.
She's in some Woody Allen movie, but that's maybe
Christian
later.
Bale was in it, like Cate Blanchett, Richard Gere, Heath Ledger.
Richard Gere. Nice.
Richard Gere. Yeah, I mean, different... a non-linear. I think that might have been the problem I had, was that it was non-linear and it was bouncing back and forth and different people playing him, and it's like, I don't think I can get this.
Were they all just going me all the time?
Well, he didn't start doing that until after the car accident. He was like a little more mellow than
I didn't
when
know
he
that.
first started out. He didn't do that sounds real.
I wasn't aware of that. All right, maybe I should see that movie and see if I can get through it.
Maybe you should. All right, so Scott has used a hint as well.
All right,
we still have
one hint.
I'm going 84. What'd you say?
80. I said 83 or 94 or 2003.
Oh, 83. Okay. 83. Going 83.
83. Okay, 83. This person was nominated for the film Tootsie as a supporting.
Oh, supporting.
I
thought I had it.
Role.
Oh, supporting role.
Supporting role.
These are hard today.
Oh, yeah. Hoffman was leading that.
He was.
But they didn't do something weird. I'm not remembering Tootsie wrong, where he was like the headliner, but it was really a supporting role because somebody else was the lead role or something stupid. Am I? No, I'm not thinking that right. That's
You do whatever you want. You do how you do.
Yeah.
The only other people I can think, I can't think of hardly anybody else. I'm losing my mind. I keep wanting to confuse it with 9 to 5. I know that's not right.
Right.
But
9 to 5 featured 3 women who looked like they were in drag.
Yeah, they still do.
I'm kidding.
I remember, was Dabney Coleman in both of those movies? You probably can't tell me that. Can you tell me that?
Dabney Coleman was in both of those movies, but
he was in Tootsie. I don't remember him in Tootsie. Oh, he's the TV executive guy.
I think so. Right.
Thing. That's a great movie.
Wait, is he?
Is he?
He is, isn't he?
Maybe he's not.
Yes, he is.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
He was all over the place.
I was trying to remember, he wasn't it? I didn't know if it was a Mandela effect of me not remembering.
Mid 80s was Dabney Coleman primetime, man. He was in everything.
Totally was.
Right.
Yeah.
I like him.
He was the Jude Law of the 80s.
Yeah.
Man, I can't remember anybody else in that for some reason. I am like, every time I close my eyes, all I can see is 9 to 5 people, except for Dabney Coleman. And I know he's never won anything. There's just no way. So I'm going to go with Dabney Coleman.
Okay, go with Dabney Coleman. It is not Dabney Coleman.
Oh, man. That's too bad.
That was Jessica Lange. His love interest.
Oh, God, now I got to go back and watch Tootsie because I can't remember.
Wait,
Terry Garr was in there as well.
What's the thing she got a main thing for? What's the main movie she got her best actor?
Main movie was Frances.
I don't know. What's
I've never seen Frances. I don't even know what that is.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
We never would have gotten that.
Gotcha.
Frances.
The other ones you could have said, Emma Thompson was nominated for both Remains of the Day and In the Name of the Father. The same year, Holly Hunter was nominated for The Piano and the Firm. And then Julianne Moore, 2003, The Hours and Far From Heaven.
Wow. The Piano had her naked, and then also Harvey Keitel was very naked in that movie. Yeah. Remember Harvey Keitel's big wiener in there? That was a thing.
His big Maori.
Yeah, it was nasty. Hey, Kit London,
man,
guess what?
I want to say thank you for giving those hints on that because I had no way I'd have made it.
Yeah, this would have been a tough one. It would have been a tough one for my trivia team, and so I had to kind of inject some sort of
handicap
way to make it easier.
Well, and we have another case where Kit London's choice to have a certain person go first is what got the win because I was out. There was no way
Would you have gotten it from any of those hints? Like if I had said the hours, would you have been able to get Julianne Moore?
No, not even close.
Yeah.
Never even saw the hours.
I totally forgot that she was in the hours.
Yeah.
I remember Kidman. I forgot about.
Yeah, I did most of that, and I don't remember the Jessica Lange stuff at all. So I was screwed. So Kit London, you deserve this win.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Good job, nice job. How do you feel?
Yay. Great. Thank you.
That's awesome. Here's all you got to do. You got to send an email to briancoverville@gmail.com. He will send you your winnings, and you were just delightful to have on. Thanks for being on with us.
Yeah.
Welcome, and thanks for the old school cartoons last night. It was hilarious.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm going to do more of that. That was totally fun. So that's true. I saw you in there. So yeah. More on that later. But thanks for being in there with us. Kit London, everybody. Kit London.
Kit London.
All right. Brian Dunaway. We had a
Scott
great Boop show this week. People should check that Boop show out. It was great. We had a great time. Highly recommend it.
So fun.
Yeah, it was really good. Sadly, I was the reason no Film Sack happened. It was scheduling nightmare, and I had internet problems, and it sucked. So because of all that, we had to push Knight Rider to this weekend, but that's happening.
Knight Rider.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or not Knight Rider, sorry.
Exactly right. We're watching Knight Rider this week. No, it's Ghost Rider.
Ghost
Ooh.
Rider, jeez.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, I have so much Oscars in my head. I couldn't think of the polar opposite of Oscar winners, which is Nicolas Cage in Ghost Rider. But anyway,
is like one side right brain, the other side's like left brain.
I know that's how it feels. But this weekend we'll be definitely tackling that. We have zero reason why that won't happen. So check that out this weekend. The Brian Dunaway on Twitter. Brian, any final words of wisdom before I cut you off?
No.
Okay, bye.
It was almost a guy.
Yeah, it was. I'm gonna go capture that because that was very funny. All right, we now do song, and when we come back, we do Tom Merritt. He'll be here to bring us. He'll bring us the latest in tech news this morning, and then we'll do Recomentals. So come back for that. Before that, though, a song from Brian Ibbett. What do you got?
Yeah. By the way, this is brought to you by Coverville. Today we're doing London Calling's 40th anniversary. Did you know that on that album, The Clash cover 3 songs themselves?
No.
There are 3 covers on that album, as well as a bunch of great songs like London Calling, Rudy Don't Fail, Guns of Brixton, Clamp Down, Lost in the Supermarket, and Train in Vain. You're going to hear covers of all those and more.
Train in Vain is the one you were saying yesterday that you really liked. That's like one of your favorite songs.
One of my favorite songs of all time, yeah.
All right, very nice.
So good. Such a great song.
Nice.
All right, well, let's get to today's in the middle, because it's also a great song. It's got some great 80s. Boys, this got some 80s drenched all over it, and some amazing lyrics. This is a performer who goes by the name Boniface, Boniface. Okay. Brand new song. The self-titled debut album comes out next week, February 14th. Thanks to Transgressive Records and Grandstand Media for letting me know about this one. Boniface is releasing the first single from the album. It's called Oh My God. It is really, really good. Again, 80s all over it, and some of the coolest lyrics, like he's comparing this person that he's falling in love with to the watch that fell off somebody's arm, and the band that you liked before anybody else liked them. Here is Oh My God by Boniface.
So please, help me find my commander. He should have contacted me by now.
I'll organize a search party.
I'll go with you.
Your men will be given their freedom.
This is the morning stream. It's just what the doctor ordered.
Welcome back to the program, everybody. Welcome back.
Yeah.
It's as if we never left. All right. Let's get all Tom Merritt in this. Here, Hizzy. In the his house. We're going to do that. We're going to talk about some tech. It's going to be great. I'm totally looking forward to it. I'm going to play this now.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
That man, the man you know, the man you love, is Tom Merritt, and he joins us now. Hi, Tom Merritt. How are you?
Oh, hi. What's up?
Hey.
Oh, hi.
Oh, hi.
Oh, I didn't expect to see you there.
Oh, weird. I expected to see you. Hey, there's 2 things I'm excited about this week. 1, having Tom on today. 2, watching Gilligan's Island's pilot, which never aired anywhere.
Oh, wow.
For this
Actually, that's
week's
not true. It
current
aired on TBS in the 90s, I guess, but it did not
Oh.
originally air in the 60s when it was made.
Right, and there's a different Ginger. There's a different Ginger, and she's not a movie star, right? You told me or something?
Right, she's a
A
secretary.
prostitute. Professor and Marianne.
And the rest.
No Marianne either. It's Bunny.
Bunny.
Ginger's friend.
Funny.
Wow. Wow.
Is
All
this,
right.
and you actually see them packing all that gear onto the boat for a 3-hour tour, right? Is that like it's the setup for the show?
Well, yes. It's the first part is actually mostly the same as the first episode with the cast we came to know and love. But there's a different theme song. And you see a longer version of them getting on the boat.
Oh,
like you see the Howls bringing all this luggage, and it's a calypso song about everything.
I love it. See, these are the
Get
kind
on the boat.
Get on the boat, man.
It's kind of you're on the right track.
I really like
Oh,
it
man.
when the pilots we find are weird and broken and strange compared to what the show ended up being. That's my favorite. So
That's so cool.
Really
I've
looking
never seen
forward
this
to that.
myself. I'm thinking of I'm trying to remember if I've ever seen it. Is this
YouTube
It's
is like
available
daily.
on like DVD extra
Okay.
situation, or if you search around on like Daily Motion somewhere like that, you
Yeah.
might find a copy.
Daily Motion
Very
has it, I
cool.
think. Well, anyway, all that's well and good, but what we need to do is get our daily or our weekly take on what's happening on the Wednesday morning tech news. So what's
We need to
happening?
get our daily tech in motion. Is that what you're trying to
I
say?
see what you're saying. Yes, I do. What's going on these days or today, I guess?
Well, there's a bunch. Public service announcement, first of all. If you have a Philips Hue light bulb, you should make sure your firmware is up to date. In fact, if you have Philips Hue and a hub, you should just turn it on to automatically update so that you don't have to worry about this stuff. But there's a vulnerability out there that could take over your network.
Oh God.
In certain cases, yeah. Which, I mean, these things always sound horrible, but it's not going to target every single person. On the other hand, you don't want it to hit you. So just go in and make sure it's been patched. Just make sure that you've got the most recent update from Philips. And there's an even more frightening vulnerability for people who have any kind of device with a high silicon chip in it. High silicon apparently has like 4 vulnerabilities, one of which dates back to 2013 that have not been patched. A Russian security researcher found that. He's got a GitHub tool that more sophisticated users could download and run to just check if they have anything running high silicon chips. And if you do know you have one, you either want to get rid of it, he says, or really restrict the network access for that, because those vulnerabilities are not patched.
Brian, do you have one? Do you have a?
I do.
Do you?
I have a Philips Hue. I'm actually in the app right now checking for update.
If you have automatic updates turned on, you probably have.
I think I do, but I don't know.
I was
for
at the
sure.
same time. Like, I think I
Yeah.
turned that on. Let me double check and make sure. And I had.
Like,
so.
I usually turn that on. You know,
Yeah.
it's better to have it on than the rare times that like you get an update. It's like, oh, we shouldn't have sent out that update. Back up. But
Now that's all
automatic
can be scary
update is
news.
enabled.
So let's follow that up with a Baby Yoda chaser.
Oh. All right.
Just to take the taste of those vulnerabilities out of your mouth. Mandalorian returning for season 2 in October, confirmed by Bob Iger on the Disney earnings call Tuesday.
Nice. October is sooner than I expected. I thought November,
Wow.
maybe even the holiday, December, something like that. So that is very pleasing to hear that. I assume similar length in season, or did they not get into that?
They did not give any of those details, but that's the assumption. Yeah.
Okay.
Also, Falcon and the Winter Soldier will come to Disney Plus in August, and WandaVision will come in December.
Okay, so nice little fall lineup going on there.
Yeah. Disney Plus looking good. Other Disney Plus news, it had 28.6 million paying subscribers, as compared to Netflix, which has, I think, 60-something million subscribers.
Yeah.
And it is coming to Western Europe in March and will be the top tier on the Hotstar streaming service in India starting March 29th.
So I wonder, I mean, I don't think we have this data to say, and also I don't know if you can even count something like Prime, given that Prime is derived from a different service payment, or I guess you can buy it by itself too, but I wonder if that puts them immediately in second place in the streaming.
I do think it puts them in third behind if you count Prime Video.
Yeah.
There was a monthly active users number for Prime Video, which kind of helped tease out the people who subscribe to shipping and never watch it. But yeah, it definitely puts them. Well, you know what? Actually, I say that. Let me take that back. Hulu reached 30.7 million.
Oh,
so it's in fourth behind Disney's owned Hulu.
Right.
Yeah, which is just in front of it.
Yeah, they're playing both ends of that stick. All right, so I wanted to ask you this as just a quick follow-up. Obviously, it's not the kind of thing that probably can be handled very quickly, but there was this big debacle on Iowa. I know you had Justin on yesterday to sort of talk about it. I'm curious if has there been any resolution as to what the deal was? Was it just load balancing with the app? Was it the app was crappy? Like, was there a hack? Like, I just haven't heard.
There was not
anything.
a hack.
Okay.
There was no security intrusion. This was bad app design. And likely load balancing, although the Iowa Democratic Party hasn't given those kind of details. Part of the problem was they gave no details on who was making this or who had tested it before the caucus took place. And they have been not giving out a whole lot of details afterward either. They said the app was recording data accurately, but it wasn't reporting out all the data. It was only reporting partial data. And they said this was due to a coding issue in the reporting system, which that could mean so many different things. It could mean that the code wasn't properly load balancing. It could mean that the code was, just not properly recording data for send, even though it was recording it for storage. There was also a lot of reports that precinct workers were just giving up because the app was crashing on them. Some precinct workers were just going to call in anyway, and the phone lines were swamped because more people were calling them than they expected because they expected everyone to use the app. The biggest thing about this app is that it was done in 60 days by a company that is a political software company, and has been around for a few years, but is not very high profile. So it sounds like they had a perhaps less experienced team on it. I don't know. Maybe they hired super experienced team. We don't know. But it was definitely rushed. And they only paid $63,000 for it, which seems really low.
For something this important. I think to be from the same state as whatever company that was that put together this shoddy app. Boy,
they're called Shadow, which is I know you're not supposed to take anything from the name, but I think the name Shadow's sketchy too. That's the name.
They're also from Colorado, which is what I was getting at.
Oh, they are from Colorado. Oh, I get it now. Bad coding, Colorado.
Bad coding.
Yeah.
In the end, I we talked about this yesterday as an unmitigated disaster for the Iowa Democratic Party because the candidates were robbed of their moment because of this app, and because of the lack of the phone lines too. But candidates are very upset because they wanted to have that moment and they wanted to have clarity. There's, this is a close race. And so a lot of sniping has already happened amongst the campaigns of like, maybe chicanery is going on, I'm going to call shenanigans on the Iowa caucus, and that undermines confidence in the whole thing. The truth is the backup system worked perfectly. They have paper ballots. They are counting the paper ballots, and the paper ballots take time to count. So yesterday they released something like 62% of the results, and they're finishing counting the results. This is actually normal. What normally happens is they release an uncertified total that would have been the total reported by the apps to say, this is who won. We'll certify the results after we're done counting everything and the paper backups are audited and all of that. This time they weren't able to rely on that app reporting, and so they just had to go straight to the audit and count all the paper records. The other thing that makes this more complicated is Iowa does a caucus, not a vote. So there are 3 numbers. And in the past, they would only report the delegate count. Whoever got the most delegates was announced the winner. Yeah. This year, they decided they wanted to announce like how many people had support in the first round, how many people had support in the runoff round, and who got the most delegates. And those conceivably could be 3 different people, depending on how it breaks down.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's complicated. Plus, I guess in years past, if they're, without the app or trying to go the tech way, they would call these in, and they had that fallback, but I guess the lines got overrun, and so
that I haven't found out why. My guess, and this is just a guess, is they didn't expect that many calls, so they didn't ramp up the phone bank to handle 1,600 plus precincts the way they might have if the app hadn't been there.
It's a bummer. If you look at it just purely from a strategy standpoint, it's like handing the opposition like a real fun talking point. It's like, here you go. Now you can make fun of this and say, man, do you really want these guys leading your country?
It does all kinds of things.
Sure.
You've also got the opposing candidates within the Democratic Party that can now, if they lose in Iowa, point to this and say, well, I bet we would have won if it hadn't been for shenanigans, right? So it kind of undermines the momentum of whoever wins this as well.
So side note, has nothing to do with anything, but do you think Caucasus is a good name for a pet? Like if you had ever had a dog and you couldn't think of a name, would you name him Caucus? Come here, Caucus. No, because caucus means a bunch of people gathering together. Because the way the Iowa caucus works, if people don't know, is you actually show up in person and stand in a corner of the room based on which candidate you're supporting. Right.
There are paper records. When I talk about paper ballots, it's really just paper records of all of that.
Yeah.
So you could call all of your pets a caucus.
Oh, I see. So a group of pets is my caucus, but they each have individual names.
Got to go home and feed the caucus.
Yep. And if I call it Streptococcus, it's a whole different thing. So we're not going to get
there. Yeah, when you've shaved them all, that's when you
you've stripped the caucus. Okay.
Streptococcus.
Starting to sound weird. All right. Hey, Tom Merritt, I'm going to be on Daily Tech News Show today with you and me and Roger and Sarah Lane. It's going to be great. Anything else you want to mention today before we go?
As I've been telling people, March 24th, my sequel to the novel Pilot X comes out. It's a time travel novel, and if you would like to get in early, just go to inkshares.com, search for Trigger. That's the name of the sequel, TRIGOR. Inkshares.com. You can make a pre-order right now, and March 24th is the release date. So it'll be there on Amazon, but you can't order it quite yet. It hasn't made its way through the system and everything. But I'm really excited for this to finally be coming out. Yeah,
I'm too. I wanna check it out as well. So do check that out. Also check us out today at 2:30 Mountain Time. Details at dailytechnewsshow.com. And Tom's at Ace Detect on Twitter. Tom, have a fantastic day.
You too.
See you next time. All right.
Okay.
He's been kicked from the call.
Boom. Goodbye.
And now we call Nicole. Just kidding.
Ah.
She's not here.
Let's just call Mark. Nicole's out. Mark's available.
We do have
Pull him away from the belt sander and see what he's doing.
Yeah,
what'd you watch recently, Mark?
Yeah, what is he doing?
Boy, would that get under Nicole's skin. We start pulling her husband in to do the segment. Yo.
Yep. He's the new guy. He's the new Spagnola who's available. We're kidding. She has a real thing today. We're kidding.
She does that exactly. Yes.
It's fine. Here's this. All right, we're going to do Recomentals. Very entertainment focused today. Lots of entertainment talk. We're going to continue that with our Recomentals. Things on streaming services that we like, that we recommend to you, the listener. And we'll start with Brian because he always starts. Do you have any setup for this clip here?
Well, I'm going to set it up with a couple other things really quick. Number one, Jojo Rabbit, as I mentioned, now available for online rental. Do it. It's Parasite, Jojo Rabbit, and 1917 were my three favorites this year, and you can now watch Jojo Rabbit online. So spend the $2.99 or $3.99 or whatever it is, and watch it.
Nice.
Number two, I'm going to make a non-recommendation, an unrecommental.
Okay.
Even though we're hooked on it, we've been watching Zumbo's Last Dessert season 2. They got rid of one of the best things about the season 1 of that show, which is the Italian woman who was a human version of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch, who would count down the time. They got rid of her for the second season. Now it's just Zumbo and his wife, who are, I'm sure they're really nice people, but man, they are so they are drips on camera. Like they don't, it's Paul Hollywood and Mary Berry would at least tell you like, oh, here's what's difficult about making this dessert, and here's what you've got to really watch out for. They're like, oh, the flavor just wasn't there for me. It's too sweet. Didn't like the mint.
Yeah.
The mint, not the mint was not good. That's basically what their deal is.
Okay.
And even though we're watching it through to the end, and they pick nuts for that show, like crazy freaking goofballs for Zumbo's desserts, as opposed to the somewhat normal people that they pick for the British Bake Off.
Sure,
but anyway.
sure. Gotcha.
So those are that's a non-recommendal. That's something that you could probably stay away from. Okay, now let's get to my recommendals.
Okay.
I've got 4 recommendals for you today, Scott. But they're all kind of together. And let's go ahead and play the clip.
All right. All right, here's the clip. Check it out.
Are you ready to do this? All right, here we go. First, we want to moisturize these beautiful thick curls with a leave-in conditioner, which will also help detangle the kinks. Now, part all your hair into sections and clip it away. You're doing an amazing job. Yay, you did it! That was so much fun. I knew you could do it.
I have no idea what that is.
I know. It's something that you recognize if you saw it, but you'd have no idea what it is unless you've seen it. That is part of Hair Love, which is one of the animated shorts that's Oscar nominated, and it's one that you can watch online. That one's available for free on YouTube. You can go stream it right now. It's
Hair Love.
Hair Love. It's about a girl who has trying basically to get her hair under control. Her dad comes and helps her get her hair under control, and it's a really, really sweet animated film.
Oh, here it is. Sony animated short.
There you go.
Oh, you know what? These guys, they same little side studio, did that one that I loved, I think from last year, about the daughter who wanted to be an astronaut and the dad kept supporting her. Is it a similar vibe to that? Kind of the same
It's got
style?
a similar vibe to it. Yeah. Anyway, it's good. It's I don't want to say too much about it because
excited.
Yeah. I don't want to put any spoilers in there, but here's the cool thing. That's just one of, so all the short films, animated and live action that we saw yesterday, there are 4 of them, I believe, that are available that you can watch for free or on a service you're probably already paying for. Brotherhood is a live action short film. It's the one that's Tunisian and it's excellent. It's kind of heartbreaking also, but it's kind of a clashing of cultures, and it's really, really good. Hair Love I mentioned. That's not one of them. Kit Bull. You know, if you're already paying for Disney Plus, absolutely go watch Kit Bull. As a matter of fact, even before you watch Hair Love, go watch Kit Bull. It is a sweet, you might shed a little tear, but it'll be a warm tear at the end, and you're gonna absolutely love it. It is a Disney short film that's nominated, probably one of the front runners this time around for best animated short. Really, really good. Kitbull, Kitbull, like Pitbull with a K.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Next one to recommend is the Nefta Football Club. I think this is my favorite of the live action shorts. It's available both on Vimeo and YouTube. Great story on this one, and it's laughable. It's one that's going to make you laugh.
Oh, good. I like comedy.
So one of the funnier ones of this whole depressing group. And then finally, The Neighbor's Window, which is also available on Vimeo and YouTube to stream for free. Live action short film about a woman who becomes obsessed. It's kind of like Rear Window in short form. Becomes obsessed watching the neighbor across the street who apparently doesn't own curtains, and she gets kind of obsessed with watching this other family.
Oh, interesting.
And really, really good as well. So it is worth seeing. I found it a little bit predictable, but still really good. So Nefta Football Club, Kit Bull, those would be the first 2 I say watch. Then Hair Love and The Neighbor's Window, also available on your services.
Nice. Very good.
4 recommendals right there for you.
The fact that you are so positive on this year's shorts, both animated and live, make me very happy. I love that stuff. So
they're so good, and they're so, like, you get through them quick. It's not like, I mean, it is the Un-Irishman is what it is. Right. It's like I could get through this in 20 minutes. I get a great story, some great acting, and I'm done. And then I've seen one of the things for the Oscars that I can kind of root for.
Yeah, the Un-Irishman. I like that.
The Un-Irishman.
Put that in titles, everybody. All right.
Right.
I'm going to make a not recommendal as well. What do we call that? We got to have a name for it. Not just not recommendal.
Recadontal.
Recadontal.
I thought we had something at one point.
Reconodal?
The train recomental.
All right. Well, whatever we're going to call it, maybe we'll get a little vote. We'll get a vote going. I would recommend highly not watching the film Rattlesnake on Netflix. It is a Netflix original. It came out around Halloween, I think. It's a story about a mom and a daughter who are doing a road trip. She's little, a real little kid, cute little kid, but kind of a horrendous actor. And the mom is also very bad. And they supposedly what happens is the kid gets bit by a rattlesnake. Actually, I want to see what a battlesnake looks like. Yeah. That sounds awesome. Something the Cobra Command has at their fingertips. Anyway, it's not. I couldn't get past 10 minutes of it. It's so poorly done. Really? It's just shitty.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, it really bums me out. So don't watch Rattlesnake. That's my non-recommendal, my train recommendal.
Train recommendal.
I think that's the one. I like that. Train recommendal.
That's kind of funny, actually, yeah.
I also attempted to watch The Master because it's on Netflix. I never saw it. It's the, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix and, Dude, What Died? With Seymour Hoffman, as Philip Seymour Hoffman. It's and it's also that director whose name's not jumping out at me.
And that one's highly regarded. Like a lot of great.
Yes, Paul Thomas Anderson. That's who it is.
Paul Thomas Anderson, right?
I couldn't. I'm not saying it's bad. I just couldn't keep going. It's just got such a depressing vibe to it. It just really just was like, ugh. All right. Yeah. So that's a semi. I mean, I'll see if I can make it through it. But here's the one I'm going to recommend, and it turns out is very not for certain people, but it was definitely for me. Here's my clip.
Oh, what the hell? Oh my God! Thank God. I thought you. My goddamn arm.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
The dog.
Yeah,
right?
You were so right. I was so wrong.
The one you fed.
And uncuff me and hold me. I'm so sorry, baby.
The goddamn dog. That goddamn dog. The goddamn dog you had to feed. Smelled the blood, did what dogs do. You roadkill, I hope you shot. Should let you cut up all the steak, maybe would have filled him up.
All right. Any ideas?
Ooh. Marley and Me, I think, is what that is.
Tuesdays at Maury's. Yeah, no.
Old Yeller.
Yeah. I bet you do know. Do you know?
I don't know, actually. It sounds familiar, but I'm not able to pull out a title. Like, it's familiar, but.
Well, who you heard there were.
Who did I hear?
Carla Gugino. I don't know how you say her name. Oh, okay. But you know her from stuff. Lots of things.
From Sin City and Spy Kids and.
Yeah. She's great.
She is great.
Bruce Greenwood was the dude complaining about the dog there. You know about him. He's Captain Pike on your Star Treks and your whatnots.
That's right. Yep.
By the way, he's shirtless for the whole movie. And man, I don't know how that guy in his 60s does it, but he is ripped. He looks so good for his age. Anyway, this is.
No, I don't know this at all.
This is Gerald's Game from 2017.
Oh, the Stephen King bondage gone awry.
Yes. Now I read this book forever ago. It's a novel, but it feels like a short story. It's so singularly focused on this one event that it always felt like a short story that read long. It's kind of hard to explain, but anyway, I always enjoyed it as a book. Not it, the book, the book Gerald's Game. I don't want to confuse things here. Anyway, they made a movie in 2017 directed by Mike Flanagan. Now, if that name's familiar at all, you'd know him as the dude that right after this turned around and did The Haunting of Hill House for Netflix, which she was also in. Great. Yeah, she was also in it. So was I forget her name.
The woman who's in the second season of You, which I kind of recommended.
Is that Kate Siegel? Anyway, also Henry Thomas is back. E.T.'s Elliot is back as the father of her when she's younger, plays her dad. Right. And in a very, very uncomfortable role. My gosh, Henry Thomas, what are you doing? Anyway, it is legitimately very, very good. It captures the essence of the book and does some things that I feel like, okay, between Mike Flanagan and that Ari dude that did Midsummer and Hereditary, these are my go-tos for horror now. These are the guys that know how to scare me.
Cool.
Nobody else seems to know what they're doing anymore. Everything else is jump scares and stupid.
Yeah. It's a overly gory Blumhouse
Yes, all of it.
Yeah,
it's either gory or jumpy.
Not excited for that Blumhouse adaptation of Fantasy Island coming out later this month, Scott?
I mean, I kind of am, but for different reasons, right?
Like for nostalgia reasons.
Yeah,
right?
I'm not going in for like knowing that I'm going to get a true masterpiece of horror. I'm going to go in going, what are they going to do to this thing?
You know what you're getting when you go for a Blumhouse film.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes those are good, but I still don't think they're great at horror. They're good at jump scares. They're good at shock, but this thing
I really need to see Midsummer.
You really do.
That is the next movie I watch is going to be that, and I think I'm going to be watching it alone. I don't know. Tina likes the psychological horror, so she might be into that.
She might actually like that one. That one is all about getting into your brain and making you feel like that everything's gonna go bad. But Mike Flanagan he's working on the sequel to Hill House. The new series is a whole different haunting. It's haunting of something else. Let's see if I can find it. It's called The
Haunting of Jonah Hill House.
No. Oh, here it is. Haunting. Oh no, maybe he's not. That's editor. I'm looking for director. Okay.
I thought he was.
Where is it? I'm trying to find it. It's not. He's producer maybe on that.
Yeah, he's still involved. Flanagan.
What's it called? What's the new one called? It's like Haunting of something else.
Oh, is it really? Okay, hold on a second. Oh, Haunting of Bly Manor.
Bly Manor. That's it. That's the follow-up.
Haunting of Blythe Danner.
And he's got a way of freaking me out, but having me really like the people that are in it. Yeah. That's how Hill House was. Hill House, I had so much sympathy for everybody, and I loved that family, and I wanted them to work out, and I didn't want them to have all these problems. And at the same time, I was also super freaked out about what was going on. And he does that here.
Yeah.
He does that
and
here.
How do they bring all right, it's a whole different house that's getting haunted, but how do you bring back characters from the first season? Because it looks like they do. Like you said, Henry Thomas, you said, is back in it.
No. Hey, he's in Gerald's game.
Oh, he's in Gerald's game.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. Sorry.
But yeah, up until this point, various entertainers from season 1 are set to return, including Victoria Pedretti, Oliver Jackson Cohen, Henry Thomas, and Catherine Parker.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
And if it's Henry Thomas, that's prequel stuff. Or it
has to be
earlier stuff, right? Because later he was played
unless
by
he comes back as a ghost.
Oh, he could, because then the final thing was go into the red room and become a ghost or whatever.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat room, if you haven't seen it.
Maybe they decide, we're done with Hill House. Let's go haunt another house.
Yeah, that may be
take these new people with us.
It's I really love that series, and so when I finally came around, or I put 2 and 2 together and went, oh, Mike Flanagan, okay, he's making Gerald's Game. I should watch that. And it got like 93% on Rotten Tomatoes. I'm like, that was well regarded. And it's great. I loved it. Cool. If you want to be freaked out, it's really good at it. And it deals with all sorts of issues. It's got some just creepy business going on and very Stephen King stuff, and he just handles it deftly. I think it was great. So do check out Gerald's Game. Again, Netflix original, came out in 2017, still pretty new. He's working on that, like you said, that new season, plus something called, he edited Dr. Sleep, so he's got his hands in that, which I still haven't seen. Cool. Have you seen Dr. Sleep? Did you see
I have not seen Dr. Sleep. I wanted to. I was going to go see that alone, and then Tina went and saw Jojo Rabbit with Crazy Neighbor, and I said, well, if I'm going to see a movie alone, I'm going to go see Jojo Rabbit, because Tina's not going to see it a second time.
Are you afraid that you're going to see it and go, I could have been Ewan McGregor?
So. No, because they didn't use the kid from the first movie.
Yeah, but you could have eventually been Ewan McGregor.
I could have, right, exactly. If I would have gotten that role today, I would look just like Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, you would be played by Ewan McGregor. That's how it would
go. Ewan McGregor would be me, would be my life. I would have gotten Star Wars. I would have gotten Train Spotting. Exactly. I would have gotten all these great films.
All the good stuff.
Yeah, I would have dove into a toilet to retrieve a butt plug pill, suppository, and.
Wait, I thought it was heroin wrapped in plastic, wasn't it, or something? What was it? He went in there to go.
Oh, I thought there was a pill that he took as a suppository. I thought that was the one he was retrieving. Oh. Boy, I guess it's been too long since we've seen Train Spotting, Scott. Let's watch it.
Yeah, let's watch it together. So just so we can remember what he.
Let's fire up that good time called Train Spotting.
Yeah, because my memory is he ate it, right? And then he it was a heroin. It was heroin. I think
he pooped it. I thought he pooped it out and he had to retrieve it.
He did.
Because he accidentally diarrheaed it out.
I mean, I just right now, this weird thing's happening in my head where
this Mandela effect of this horrible scene from this.
But for some reason I'm picturing Obi-Wan Kenobi in the scene, like I'm picturing him as Obi-Wan.
Anakin, guard the door. I'm going to try and retrieve the pill.
I'm not sure I can retrieve the pill. I don't know how he sounds.
Anakin, I've got the higher ground. Let me get my suppository.
Yeah, that Greg for Walk was right.
To that, by the way?
No, I never did see what's it called?
The T2 was sadly what it was called, and yeah,
I heard it was all right. I heard people liked it, right?
Yeah, I want to see it. I did actually really like Train Spotting, and I'm 100% in agreement with you and Greg for Walkman that the baby in the ceiling was extremely freaky.
Well, I'm gonna say that if you like freaky, Gerald's Game, get it.
Okay, all right.
It's very well done. All right, and Bruce Greenwood is a hell of an actor. He's great.
He's great.
Yeah, and he has a great voice. He does Batman now in a lot of the cartoons when what's his name can't. He does him. Does a very good job there. And
now does he have to sit still for a lot of Gerald's Game? Like sit really, really, really still? I know the story from the book.
Well, I don't want to give it away, but you know how in the book after she gets dehydrated and she's been there for a few days and she's all kind of strangled out. She can't. She kind of starts to go crazy.
Kind of thing?
Yeah. So he does a ton because he's in the hallucinations. Okay. Yeah. Right, and another version of her talks to her. Plus Bruce Greenwood's always talking to her. It's all in her head, of course. Gotcha. But then you have to, toward the end, you ask, is it in their head? Like there is some, that movie plays games with you. It's pretty good.
Is she naked for?
Never naked. No.
Okay. All right.
She's a never nude. And he's not nude either.
She's not a never nude. I've seen Sin City.
Oh.
She's not a never nude.
Oh, right. She had some nude in there. Yeah.
I just figured, based on what this story is about, again, remembering the book, okay, this seems like an uncomfortable role for an actress to play.
Yeah, she's in a slip the whole time. Gotcha. And he's in his little tidy little shorts.
Gotcha. Okay.
But man, Bruce Greenwood, buff mother scratcher. Don't know when he works out, but it's working for him.
He's got the same guy as now I can't remember his name. Camille Nanjiani from Silicon Valley. Yeah.
Got the same trainer. Yep.
Yeah.
Seems right. Anyway,
I want that trainer, by the way. Yeah. Whoever that is, I want that trainer.
Yeah, can that guy come to my house? That'd be great.
Yeah.
All right. That's going to do it for the show. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate it. We love having you here. All you live people, you guys are rad. Hey, as you know, tomorrow's Thursday. That means Wendy and Therapy Thursday. Don't forget, Friday means TMS PM, but it doesn't mean it's for everyone. It means it's for patrons now. So get on that. Head on over to patreon.com/TMS. And even just for our lowest level, $1 a month.
$1 a month.
That gets you that extra 4 episodes a month.
You lose that much money when you sneeze. So just give it to us.
Yeah. Ooh, gross. But yes.
Where do you keep your money, Scott?
Isn't that how Ewan McGregor lost his pill? He just sneezed real hard. And
Put the pepper down, Anakin. I lost my heroin suppository.
I'm going to swim in here.
The younglings, Anakin.
Use the force. Anyways, so that's the thing. Patreon.com/TMS. Our website is frogpants.com/TMS, and you can find everything else you need there. All right. That'll do it for the show. Brian, take us into Songtown, will you?
I promised this one yesterday to a person who I believe is on the road right now doing a road trip to, I thought Iowa, but I might just be thinking of Iowa because Jury was there and the Caucasus and all that stuff. But Connor wrote in. He said, "Dear Scoot and Brown, my name is Connor. I've been a longtime listener of all things Frog Pants, all the way back to the first year of the instance when I was just 9 years old."
Oh my
What?
Gosh, dude.
He says, "I wanted to request a song for my birthday, actually the day after my birthday. Without getting too political for the show, I work in campaigns and my birthday falls on the Iowa caucuses in 2020. There's a song that's really special to me because it speaks to the semi-nomadic lifestyle of my job." Okay, there you go. So
yeah,
he is on the road to Iowa. "I heard Dolly Parton's Wildflowers on the day after my first win as I was packing my bags for whatever came next. It always puts a smile on my face. If you could play a cover of Dolly for me, I'd be a very happy wildflower. All the best, Connor."
9 years old. That's insane.
9 years old. He's been listening since he's 9 years old. And now he's working like he's all big time, working for campaigns and went to the Iowa caucuses and all that stuff. So good for you, Connor.
That's
Congratulations.
crazy. Time really flew there. All right.
Super cool. So the song is Wildflowers. Now there's the Tom Petty song called Wildflowers. This is not the same song. This was one that was originally done by Dolly when she was with Emmylou Harris and Linda Ronstadt when they had their trio that they were recording together.
Mm-hmm. Oh, right.
And she wrote this.
Mm-hmm.
Came out, I think, in 1989. Just recently, it got covered, actually 2013, by Sierra Bogus. Sierra Bogus is, she was the first Ariel in The Little Mermaid on Broadway. Really, really talented singer, and still doesn't know what legs are or the word street. Completely evades her, which just blows my mind. Doesn't know what do they call them? Streets? Huh. Susie Bogus recorded this live for her Awakenings album, Live at 54 Below. Here it is, Wildflowers by Susie Bogus.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network. Frog Pants Network. Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Now, you know that little boys like our Johnny have a penis.
Yeah.
Look at this stuff. Isn't it great?